day today? Who's excited to go to Boomers? Well, guys, I hardly heard you. Who's excited to go to Boomers? Oh, okay, much better. Okay, guys. So, of course, before we go, we have to make sure to learn Torah. We davened and we gave tzedakah, but we also have to learn Torah. Boys and girls, I don't have my mic today. I need you guys to try and help me out and be extra quiet, okay? Counselors, if you notice your kids are making a noise, please separate them and put them to sit on the other side. Okay, so today Torah is a very important day. I'm going to see who can get the Torah cards today. It is the Yom Hilullah. It's the day of the passing of the Arizal. Today is Hey Up. It's also our Menachem Mendel's birthday. Menachem Mendel Tuvel, his first birthday, right? Happy birthday, Menachem Mendel. And it's also the Arizal's Yortzeit. His Yom Hilullah, the day that his Neshama went up to Shamayim. He was a tremendously great tzaddik. Who of you has the card of the Arizal already? Okay, whoa, I see. Good. I have it too. Excellent. Let me see who can get it today also. Children, I'm going to watch to see who I can give out some of the cards to. So, children, the Arizal lived, I believe, about 500 years ago. He lived in Tzfat, Israel, and he was the first tzaddik to teach Kabbalah to many people openly, and to spread Kabbalah, which is the secrets of Torah, the deeper learning of Torah, and it is the teachings that's going to bring about the coming of Mashiach also, together with all the Torah itself. Okay, Bank Mashiach, I know we're a bit late. Find a seat quietly, we already began. So the Arizal's whole strength was spreading and teaching Torah. Today I'm going to tell you a story about another tzaddik, also one of our heroes. Sure. What we're going to do is, I'm going to tell you a story about another tzaddik who also lived in Eretz Yisrael during the days that led up to the destruction of the temple, or during the times of the destruction itself, if I'm not mistaken. And his whole strength was building a Torah center. His name was Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakai. He's one of our heroes also. So Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakai, as I told you, lived during the times toward the end of the era of the second Bet HaMikdash. Yesterday we learned a little bit about it. I don't know what to do. I'm so worried about the Jewish people. Soon the Romans are going to destroy the Bet HaMikdash, and the Jewish people will be spread all over the world. And without learning Torah, the Jewish people can't survive. It's only through learning Torah that we stay Jewish. I have to get out of the city of Jerusalem and go talk to the general Vespasian, who is one of the Roman generals, to talk to him about allowing us to build a Torah center. Now, there was a big problem, children, because in Jerusalem, there were many Jews there who were not Torah observant, didn't keep Torah and mitzvot. And they kept saying, we're not going to give in to the Romans. We're not letting any Jews in and out of the city. We're big and we're strong soldiers. And we don't care that the Romans surrounded the city of Jerusalem. We're going to fight against them and we're going to win, just like the Jewish people won 150 years ago during the story of Hanukkah. Again, we'll win. And Yochanan ben Zakai and all the Jewish rabbis told them they were what's called the zealots, or the biryonim. They told them, listen, that's not going to work. 150 years ago, Hashem was on our side because we really wanted to learn Torah. And Hashem helped the Jews who wanted to learn Torah to win over the Yevanim, the Greeks. But it's not going to work now. The Jewish people keep fighting one with the other. Yep, I'm fighting with you. I'm not letting any Jew out of the city of Jerusalem. Now, all the rabbis started to pray. One of them was Rabbi Tzadok. Rabbi Tzadok, children, saw many years earlier that the destruction of the Bet HaMikdash was going to happen. For 40 years, he said, I'm going to fast and pray and beg Hashem not to destroy the Bet HaMikdash. And the only thing I live on is sucking the juice of figs. Rabbi Tzadok barely ate anything, and he was very, very sick and weak, but he was a great Torah scholar. And there were no doctors in Jerusalem because the Biryonim, the Zealots, wouldn't let anyone in and out of the city. And they said, we don't care how sick Rabbi Tzadok is. We're not letting anyone in and out of the city. And Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakai said, I'm really worried about the family of a great, great tzaddik, the family of Rabban Gamliel. I believe it's Rabban Gamliel. I hope I'm getting it right, children. I believe Rabban Gamliel. Anybody else can correct me? Yeah, Rabban Gamliel. Sorry. He said Rabban Gamliel's family. He is the family of the Nasi of the Jewish people. The prince of the Jewish people is from the family of Rabban Gamliel. And the Romans want to kill him and wipe his whole family out. So there's no more royal family among the Jewish people. No one is seen. And Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakai said, I have to do something. I'm going to make a big trick on these Biryonim so I can get out of the city of Jerusalem and go and talk to the general Vespasian. And Rabban Gamliel called his close students and he said, come, we have to make some special plan. Tell everyone that I died. And the student said, what? Oh, chas v'chalila, Rabban Gamliel. I'm sorry, Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakai. No, why should we do that? Because I have to get out of Jerusalem. They don't let any living people out of Jerusalem. But if you tell the Biryonim I died, then he didn't really die, children. He just was pretending. He said, then they'll let you take my body out to bury it. They'll be respectful enough. So they said, oh, all right, we'll do that. And they made a big announcement. And they said, everyone, we're so sorry, but Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakai passed away. And everybody started to cry. And they said, oh, that's terrible. And I said, well, we have to bury his body. He can't stay in Jerusalem. We have to take him out. And they came to the Biryonim, to the Zealots, and the students said, please, we have to take Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakai out of the city. He's not alive anymore. They said, well, we usually don't let anyone in and out of the city. But you know what? Out of respect for Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakai, who is a very well-respected rabbi of the Jews, we'll let you. But we have to check his body first before you take them out. And they said, oh, okay, no problem. Until a big miracle happened. That when they came to take the casket carrying Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakai, because if they'd come, they'd see he's still alive. They'd be able to feel his heart beating. And that maybe his eyes would flicker or something. And they'd say, no, look, he's not really dead. He's alive, look. But you know what? Hashem made a big mess. That when the Biryonim came to check Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakai's body, Hashem made like his heart stop. He didn't really die, but Hashem made that he was able to make his heart stop. And they said, yep, oh, we're so sorry, he isn't alive. You can carry him and take him to bury him out of Jerusalem. And they students took Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakai out of Jerusalem. And when he was far away from where all the Biryonim were, all the Zealots were, he ran to the encampment of where Vespasian was. Like I told you earlier, Vespasian was a big general of the Roman army. And Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakai came to Vespasian and he said, hail to you, peace to you, Emperor Vespasian. Now, Vespasian wasn't an emperor, he was a general. But he wasn't an emperor, he was just somebody very big in the army. And he said, what? How dare you? That's a gross insult to my king that you're calling me the king. I'm not the emperor. I'm the general. The emperor is back in Rome. He's the emperor, not me, far away in Rome. And Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakai told him, no, you'll see. He passed away and you're going to be the next emperor. Now, children, there was no way for Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakai to know this on his own. Shh, girls in the corner. Shh. There was no way for Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakai to know this on his own. He knew it through Ruach HaKodesh. He didn't travel to Rome, and it had only just happened. And while they were sitting there, riding on a really, really fast horse, came one of the king's top messengers, or whatever you want to call it, ministers, and he came riding on the horse really fast from Rome. And he said, I have news from Rome. I have news from Rome. It just happened. The news is that the emperor is dead. And everyone in Rome decided we're choosing a new emperor. And the new emperor is going to be you, Vespasian. You're the new emperor. Hail, Emperor Vespasian. And Vespasian was shocked. He couldn't believe it. He had no idea he was going to be the next emperor. And he said, Oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm the new emperor. I'm the new king. He wasn't a general, he was a king now. I'm the new emperor, I'm the new king of so many lands. I'm the most powerful and the richest man in the whole world. Oh my goodness, they elected me to be the next emperor. And children, he got so happy and so excited that his foot became very fat from joy. And his boot wouldn't come off. It started to hurt him. His foot became swollen from being so happy. And his boot got stuck on his leg. They actually had to bring a knife and cut off the boot because he couldn't remove it anymore. It wouldn't come. Oh no, what happened, Yosef?
He asked.
Correct me, sorry.
He needed to get his shoe off. So they asked him, how can I get my shoe off?
Yeah.
So Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakai said, get somebody that you hate to walk in front of you so that you become sad and your foot will shrink.
Oh, well, thank you. I never knew that detail. Okay, I'm going to repeat what Yosef taught me. Thank you, Yosef. Wow, I never knew that. Oh, wow, I always got the story wrong. Thanks for correcting me. So, right, I'm going to repeat very quickly what Yosef said. Yosef said, he said, I have to get my shoe off. It's not coming off. But I've been so excited and so happy. My foot became so fat. So Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakai said, bring somebody you really hate and you don't like and makes you upset to walk in front of you, and then you'll get sad again, and your foot will come off. And that's what Vespasian did, and his foot came off. But Vespasian told Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakai, he said, I'm so grateful to you that I am the new emperor, and that you came and you told me and brought the good news to me. Right, we'll put the crown on him because now he became the new emperor. He said, I'm so excited, I'm so happy. I'll grant you 3 wishes. Now, children, Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakai really wanted to ask that they don't destroy the Bet HaMikdash. The Romans were coming and building a huge army to destroy the Bet HaMikdash. And he wanted to ask, don't destroy the Bet HaMikdash. But he knew that it was too much of a big request, and that it was inevitable, and that I believe also in Shamayim there was a decree, no? That the Bet HaMikdash was going to get destroyed. But I might be wrong. Either way, he knew if he asked, don't destroy the Bet HaMikdash, they're not going to listen to him. But Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakai knew that the power of the Jewish people isn't in a big, beautiful shul and a big, beautiful temple or house. He knew that our power and our survival depends on our Torah learning. So he said, okay, my first request, because he gave him 3 requests. He said, my first request is that you send a doctor to take care of Rabbi Tzadok in Israel, in Jerusalem, in Yerushalayim. Rabbi Tzadok, who lived just on figs for 40 years, who prayed that the Bet HaMikdash shouldn't get destroyed, was very, very sick, like I told you earlier. So he said, send him a doctor to cure him. And the Vespasian agreed. He said, okay, I'll do that. And he said, the second request is that you not kill out Rabban Gamliel and his family. Rabban Gamliel, like I told you, was the family of the Nisim, like the princes, the kings, or the royal family among the Jews. And he said, don't wipe out the royal family of the Jewish people. Keep Rabban Gamliel and all his family alive. And Vespasian said, okay, I'll grant that too. And it was difficult for him to grant it because they didn't want the Jews to have a royal family. They didn't want the Jews to have Nisim and have their own leaders. But he said, okay, I'll grant that too. And the last thing that Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakai asked, he said, tell me, Yavne v'chachameha, give me the city of Yavne and all of its wise people so that I can go and build a big yeshiva over there and start Torah learning, a Torah center in Yavne instead of Jerusalem, because he knew Jerusalem would get destroyed and was going to get burnt and wiped out, and everybody would be taken as slaves. So he said, allow me to keep the city of Yavne alive, where we could sit and make big yeshivot and learn Torah. And Chazal tell us, children, that had Vespasian known that the strength of the Jewish people, what makes us survive, is our Torah learning, he never would have agreed to this last request. But he didn't know. He was ignorant. He thought, a yeshiva, place to learn Torah? Yeah, the Jews are not going to survive because of some yeshiva. They're going to get wiped out because we're destroying the Bet HaMikdash. So who cares? They're all going to end up being just like all us Romans. But he made a mistake. Of course, children, as long as we learn Torah, as long as we attach ourselves to Hashem and His Torah, we stay Jewish. And we see that, children, this story took place over 2,000 years ago, and we're still Jews today. And with all the bad enemies through all the generations, there's been holocausts and inquisitions and pogroms and all kind of different libels against the Jews. And lo aleinu, bad goyim would try to wipe us out, but they've never managed to, and they never will manage to. Be'ezrat Hashem, soon Mashiach will come, because we learn Torah. And so the last request to Vespasian said, okay, I'll give you Yavne v'chachamea. And so Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakai went, and he started to build Yavne, the city of Yavne. We are told, children, that as soon as Rabbi Gamliel got out of Yerushalayim and came to Yavne too, Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakai actually left Yavne, because he said, you know what? I want Rabbi Gamliel, who is the Nasi of the Jewish people, to be the head of Yavne, to be the head of the Torah learning center, so that it always remains like a huge center for the Jewish people. And Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakai, we're told, literally saved the Jewish people, because he made sure we always learn Torah, and by always learning Torah, we stay connected to Hashem and His Torah and His mitzvot. So, Yaladim Yashar Koach, so wonderful that you sat and you learned Torah today. So now that we've learned Torah, you guys can set off on your trip, or first eat lunch, and then have a wonderful time on your trip.